We're all very proud of our downtown here in Bristol. In large cities all over the country, millions of dollars are invested in the commercial areas to get the look and feel that comes so naturally to the State Street area. But no matter how much they invest, we have something that most large cities will never have. And that's an area where people can feel safe while they're shopping or visiting any of the restaurants downtown.
What makes Bristol's downtown special is the design and layout of downtown Bristol. You can move over a series of 4 or 5 or 6 blocks, and with the lighting and with the amount of people that are out, you get a great feeling.
Believe in Bristol recently held their monthly meeting, and with the record number of people visiting our downtown this holiday season, safety of customers and merchants was the topic of discussion.
The police department from both sides of town were invited as guests for Believe in Bristol's their monthly meeting they have. And the top of our conversation was primarily how our downtown district is the happening place. That's where everybody in the community likes to come. They like to hang out, be there. It is the place to shop and to have the experience of the downtown and the nostalgia involved with it. And one of the things that they were wanting to talk about was how law enforcement can facilitate a safe environment. And of course, we were there to listen to any concerns and give some tips where we could that might make people's experience downtown even better. And we talked about a variety of issues that would be helpful.
We're trying to bring the community together, talk about safety, preventive measures, the growth of our downtown, and just letting our police departments bring together presentations. And they've been very proactive, and we're very fortunate to have 2 cities, Bristol, Tennessee, and Virginia, that are being as proactive as they are.
Obviously, safety is always a concern, but probably one of the more appealing factors of downtown Bristol is its incredibly safe environment. And when a situation does arise, I think it really brings everyone else's attention and awareness up.
Of course, we have all the restaurants and shopping. We now have a school, university that has its classes downtown now. A lot of people in the area. And there's some basic tips that we wanted to make sure people were aware of. Some safety things, such as when you leave your car, you make sure your car is locked, you keep your valuables put up out of sight, and of course when you return back to your car, you have your keys in hand ready to unlock it. There's some common safety things. When you're shopping, you don't have your money in your hand, you have your stuff secured. I think in any city that you're walking in, you shouldn't walk with your valuables loose. There's people that unfortunately that do hang around in the popular downtown areas and tourist areas that use opportunities to snatch someone's stuff and take it. That's always a possibility.
Our downtown, like most downtowns, tend to attract homeless people.
Homeless people as a whole are people that may have had an unfortunate set of events that they may not have had control of, and they became homeless. And those folks are people that if we can help and help them get back on their feet, find jobs, find homes, that's where we need to be in that as a community. Vagrants, on the other hand, are people that for one reason or another may be homeless and they may not want to work, maybe they're choosing. And a lot of them become nuisances. They want to panhandle, ask for money and in ways that are a problem for shoppers. And we have laws on our books for people that do panhandle. And there are a variety of ways they cannot panhandle in Bristol, Tennessee. Bristol, Virginia also has a similar set of laws. When someone is asking for money, and particularly if it's after dark and you're approached, or if you feel threatened in any way, or let's say if you're standing in line to get tickets to the Paramount, if someone approaches you and asks for money, you need to notify the police. We will make contact with that person. That's what we do, and we can generally solve those issues, cure the problem, so to speak, and keep that from continuing. And And generally, when people know the police are going to be called, they will stop that kind of behavior. And that's the difference between vagrants and homeless. But unfortunately, there are vagrants in the homeless population.
Our police department is taking an active role in keeping downtown safe.
We have a full-time officer that's assigned daily, and we have at this point 4 people that are assigned permanently part-time in that area that patrol and walk the streets to keep things in order. We're actually adding to that. And our downtown district is supplemented by a pretty good camera system that we can go back, and actually we did have one significant crime in the past year, and that was where some criminals thought they would try to rob somebody. They weren't successful, but ultimately the cameras picked them up. The witness called the police, the victim called the police, and we were able to find these individuals and charge them with attempted robbery. And we are adding to the cameras in our downtown district, and that keeps people aware that they are being monitored in public places, and that will help us solve crimes, and it also keeps crime down.
The cameras are deterrents. One, anytime there's a camera, it'll deter folks a lot of times from coming in and doing things or being places they shouldn't be. And 2, it tracks the activity from point A to point B to point C. So the more cameras that we have downtown allows us to be more reactive when things happen, and proactive because the police monitor those cameras downtown on a regular basis. We have on the Tennessee side several Homeland Security cameras, which we were very fortunate to get, but it allows a lot of visibility, and it provides a lot of safety for the individuals downtown.
We've done it very aesthetically appropriate at the time. We've put them in places that you wouldn't notice and they're quite good cameras. So they're pan tilt zooms. They're recorded digitally on DVR, and we acquired grant funding for the project as a buffer zone protection grant in our district, and they've been helpful on more than one occasion. We've minor vandalisms, some other juvenile type crimes, and of course this attempted robbery was all thwarted ultimately because of this camera system. And we will be supplementing the cameras. Some of the merchants had discussed maybe posting signage that some areas are being monitored, and that might be an idea that is appropriate. It just all depends on the flavor and the character of our downtown, if anybody wants to put that kind of signage, and if it's appropriate to do so under those type of guidelines. However, with signage or not, they're there, and it's just like when we send a policeman and they capture somebody, word gets out quick that they're monitored and that it's a safe area and that troublemakers won't be tolerated, and we'll pursue them with plenty of enthusiasm.
The amount of participation in the meeting 2 days ago, I was so impressed by it. We had almost 100 people at that meeting, and if you think about it, for this size town, that's an incredible turnout. And I love the participation from the police department, the Salvation Army, the public library. Everyone that is a key player in the downtown market was there, and there were some valid points brought up. I think they were addressed really well. The police department has a keen interest on what goes on, without saying, but they've taken a proactive stance, and that's what needs to happen. And I'm a big fan of neighborhood watch programs too, and the fact that they discuss that, I think it's a step in the right direction. And considering the fact that we're already hands down the safest of the Tri-Cities, and safe is a very tough word to use, but you know, our crime rate is so low here. I love living in Bristol.
So come on downtown for the holiday season. There's plenty of variety, and bring the kids. My memories of growing up here always include memories of downtown. Those are memories that everyone should have.